Chapter 3, Nightmares and Army Training. Ruffier trudged through the dim streets of the town. He spotted an inn, its warm glow offering a momentary escape from his sorrow. He entered, asked for a room, and collapsed onto the bed, hoping that sleep would provide some solace. But instead, the darkness crept into his dreams. His son's face appeared first, smiling and innocent, only to be overtaken by terror as shadows consumed him. His wife followed, her voice filled with accusation. "Why didn't you protect us?" she asked, her face twisted in anguish. "You could have saved us." Ruffier jolted awake, his heart pounding, sweat clinging to his skin as though the dream had followed him out of sleep. He sat there, staring at the wall until dawn broke through the window. Unable to bear the silence, he decided it was time to take action. The barracks loomed large and uninviting as he entered, his mind still heavy with the haunting images from the night before. Ruffier steeled himself for what was to come. Inside, men trained with intensity, their shouts and the clanging of weapons creating a deafening atmosphere of discipline and purpose. He approached one of the guards, asking to join the army. It was then that he met Reynald. Tall, broad-shouldered, and intimidating, Reynald exuded authority. His eyes seemed to pierce through Ruffier as he interviewed him, asking about his past, his reasons for joining. Ruffier kept his answers brief, burying the pain beneath his words. Reynald, perhaps sensing something in him, gave a slight nod before handing Ruffier identification papers and instructions on where he would stay within the barracks. But just before Ruffier turned around, Reynald warned, "After you done eating, go to the field. We have afternoon training. Oh, don't forget peasant. Here in Bastogne there's not much room for mistakes." Ruffier nodded. The afternoon was grueling. The training was relentless. One of the recruits was complaining that it was too hard. The instructor of that day was Berengui. He came to the recruit's face and shouted, "If it's too hard, go back to your fields, boy. But if I see you stop training again, you are gonna clean the garderobe of the entire barracks." 4 hours. Ruffier and the other recruits endured punishing exercises, running drills, sword practice, and strength training, pushing their bodies to the brink. Every muscle in Ruffier's body screamed in protest, but he pressed on, determined to drown out his memories with pain and exhaustion. Just before dusk, the day's training finally came to an end. Ruffier, barely able to stand, tried to keep his composure, but his body gave out. He collapsed, the world going dark as exhaustion claimed him. Night fell, and Ruffier woke suddenly, gasping for breath. He looked around for a moment as he was safe inside his room, but due to sudden movement his body ached everywhere. But what really startled him was the tears streaming down his face. The nightmare had returned, only now it seemed more vivid, more intense. His wife's voice echoed in his mind, accusing him, blaming him. He let out a scream, unable to stop the anguish from pouring out. The barracks were silent around him, but within him, the chaos raged on.